umwiherero nitudasuzuma ibibazo nk'ibi ngo tubikosore amaherezo araba yahe? Turagarukira he mu mwiherero wa 13 kandi ibi bimaze imyaka irenga iyi ngiyi biriho, birakemuka ariko bigenze bite? Ubu nkivuga government, hari ibindi bintu bimaze igihe kinini nagira ngo nsangire namwe ibintu bibiri ndavuga ko ariko birenda gusa. Ubwo ureba tumaze imyaka irenze 10 yicaye mu cabinet turaganira n'abaminisitiri, twafashe icyemezo cyo kuvuga ngo kuko iyo ugiye kureba njya mbaza minisita wa finance nk'amazi ariko ndebera amafaranga agenda muri za misiyo umubwira uko angana ntagira uko angana. Bwa mbere dutangira njye mbaza abantu inzego za leta ndababaza ngo ariko nubwo ntashaka gufunga ngo mvuge ngo nta muntu uzagira aho ajya, ntabwo byashoboka kuko ni igihugu gifite uko kigomba kugenderana n'ibindi bihugu cyangwa uko kuba gikora. Ariko reka tugire justification, tuvuga ngo niba ari za misiyo z'abaminisitiri z'abandi bagiye kugenda, tuvuge ngo agiye kubera ko agiye kuri iyi misiyo kandi ifite igihugu runaka akamaro, tujye tubishyira no mu bisobanuro mbere y'uko na clearance iboneka. Bijyaho nkabona za request ariko mu bintu byose batanze nkabona ya justification iteka irabuze. Niyo yishyizeho aravuga gusa ngo ni ibintu ngo byihutirwa ngo rwose bifitiye igihugu gusa akarekeraho. Ariko bivugi urabitsinda se ni ibiki bifitiye akamaro tudashobora kumva utavuga ngo tubyumve? Gerageza in a simple way, hafi ugere hafi na kuvuga uti this is justification. Ibyo bikanga barangiza batari ko barabizi bati nubwo bishobora kujya mu kategori yuko bidafite justification nini cyane kukamara, ariko ntabwo ari leta yishyura amafaranga, hazishyura abatumira. Nkababaza niba ari abatumira uzagenda uba umukozi wawe, kuko igihe bagutumiye ukagenda ntabwo ari ikibazo cy'amafaranga leta yagombaga kugutangaho gusa, ahubwo ni ikibazo cy'akazi ukwiriye kuba ukora. Iyo wagiye ntabwo uba ukora akazi hano kawe, wagiye nyine wagiye muri ibyo ngibyo, hanyuma si bya presence yawe ifite value, ifite akazi ugomba gukora. Intambara zirakomeza njya ndwana nkagabanya, ariko iteka ukabona abantu bara ndetse nsa n'unaneshejwe, imbaraga ziba nkeya, ndabyihorera ndahanyanyaza nkibutsa nkatongana nkibwira ngo hari icyo bigabanya, ariko bikanga biragenda bigera noneho ku rundi rwego aho nshaka kugeraho bwa kabiri, ikintu cyitwa East African Community cyacu. Mujya mu cyumba East African Community, this community is becoming too expensive. Ndababwira uko iri biri expensive, wenda sinzi niba ari byumva. Buri cyumweru haba hari not less than 3 ministers bagenda, kandi noneho bakananyuranamo bakabisikana. Batanu baragenda uyu munsi, nibajya kugaruka batatu baraba bagenda, nuko bikagomeza. Hicara mu kabineti nabaza, ariko minisitiri kwa nakari, ngo se ntabwo wibuka ko bagiye mu manama yo kugira ati ya East Africa. Businge we niho asigaye yibera, Minister wa Justice. Minister wa Justice asigaye afite ibiro Arusha. Attorney General hari ibintu by'amategeko bigomba ku ariko n'abandi bose baba babisika. Nkabaza ariko se cabinet nzayangira cabinet iteka hatari 5 ministers at least bagiye mu East Africa, kandi ndavuga ibyo gusa. Hari ubwo baba bakigaruka bagikoze ibirenge hano bakaba hamagaye ngo basubireyo. I'm not dramatizing it. It's how it is. Minister of East Africa here. What is going on? Tell these people. I can't afford it. I can't accept it.
Indeed, management here East Africa is just very, very inefficient.
Maze barangiza barabidramatizinga nabo bakambwira ngo ariko ngo abandi bose bibindi bihugu ngo bo bameye kugenda ngo kandi iyo umuntu umwe abuze ngo ntabwo bikorwa. Ariko ubwo niko buri minister abwira igihugu cyengiramo, avuga ko abandi bose bemeye ari usigaye gusa kandi ibintu bigiye gucika nuko. I cannot cope with this anymore. Bimaze igihe mbibabwira ngo ibintu biracika, ngo barabona ko u Rwanda ngo rwirata ngo rudashaka East Africa ko ikora neza. Ngaho ni mugenda ubwo nkaba nibera ngo nkemuye ikibazo nibura cy'uwo munsi kutagaragara nabi, ariko ejo kikongera kigasubiramo. So we must find a way around it. Yes. Rwose bumaze imyaka igera kuri ngahe nyinshi cyane, ariko bya rusange ari kuri ibyo bya East Africa ndi nkabyihanganira nkahumiriza nkareba hirya bikamvuna, ariko byagezaho bikwama. We have to find a different way of dealing with it. Our neighbor we yaturushije ubutwari, ngira ngo hari neighbor in Tanzania we rwose byose yarabihagaritse arabafunga. And I think I agree with him. I agree with the president of Tanzania, Magufuli, kuntu. Yes, it has become to a level where the cost of closing completely is much less than just having this freelance. Ubanza no mu ba ministers bacu hari abasigaye bafite consultants work bakora hanze, basigaye bakorera ibindi bihugu cyangwa institutions, ku buryo they have less time for us than they have for these entities from outside. We yandushije ubugabo, but I am learning from him, so I think I'll have the courage to tighten up. Definitely, there's going to be a way. Nagerageje kubimanaginga politely, ngo ntazana chaos, ntuza cyangwa misunderstanding. Ndahenda none byanze. We have to find ways of doing it differently. I can't have ministers more in Arusha or wherever the East African community tasks take them, out there than here, doing what they're supposed to do. I can't. I think there is a way of doing it. One simple way is, niba twarashyizeho Minister wa East African Community, ajya bikora ariko. We can afford to have her stay in Arusha, ubwo nkabamubara nka ambassador, uba hanze ugiye kuba Arusha, at least it saves something. Noneho, niba ari bishaka finance, environment, trade, whatever, mwese mujye mwicarana nawe, mumubwire amadosiye mushaka uko aba handled, agenda ajye kubihandling. And I think we can back her up, tukamuha abandi bantu umwe babiri bashobora kumetereza amadosiye uko bikwiye, bakamufasha akabihandling. Bya bindi byuko bavuze ngo abandi bemeye, abandi barajyayo, u Rwanda narwo rugomba gukonfaminga niba buri minister ari buze. That one is not going to happen again. That one is not going to happen again. Byuko ngo abanyarwanda bagomba kubanza bagakonfaminga nawe niba bari buze kugira ngo bibe izo nama zo kuzaba. Nibanga iyi arrangement yuko minister ubishinzwe ari uzajya bikora byose, niba tugiye kumandatinga abo rwose niba ashaka twigezayo bazabikore. I'm now counting and cutting my losses. I am going to cut my losses on this one. Abishima, abo bidashimishije, alhamdulillah. Ibyo ngibyo rwose ubu tugiye, to concentrate resources where they belong. And I promise you, I have been extremely patient. And I have accommodated all kinds of things, but I'm tightening up, even on that one. The patience is going to run out gradually, and it seems to be picking up speed. Yes, we must do serious business. Serious business, kubera ko ibyo mpora mbabwira na buri munsi kandi. Buri imyaka tumaze irenze 20 n'ingahe. Umuntu abaha the same message rimwe ntimubyumve. There is nobody out there who owes you anything. You better understand and see yourselves as being on your own. You are on your own to deal with your problems. And therefore, it is important that you own up. You are on your own, and you must own up. If you ever think somebody else is going to be, I'll show you in a moment how even some of those who are with us sometimes, you never get to know when they have turned against you. Or they are with you when it is in their interest, and there are so many interests they have and want you to fulfill. iyo bigize bitya, it's their interest, it's not you. So you better develop capacity and understanding to take care of your own interests. We have our own interests. Rwandans, we have our own interests, like anybody else has. Our interest, main one, is our future, prosperity, stability. Nobody's going to owe you that. Nobody. Nibi birirwa bavuga, which is true, and I don't mind that. Indicators zose zerekana u Rwanda, how Rwanda is performing exceptionally well in this, in that. On a global scale, it's not just the region in some instances. Yes, that's a good thing, but don't get too drunk with that. No. Just be happy about it, but pick from that more energy to do more. And that's it. And to do more sustainably. You want to do more, you want to do better on a sustainable basis. And the only person you can rely on is yourself. Oh, yes. Don't expect that somebody will propel you to that point, to that level, where you achieve that significance, global significance. Nobody is interested in taking you to that level, other than yourselves. You can see how, and there is no reason why you should not feel happy and proud of yourselves and say, we can actually take ourselves to where we want to be, even with partnerships, with the support from friends, and we will always say thank you, and we will make sure we don't necessarily stand in the way of interests of others. You cannot fulfill your interests, your obligations, by standing in the way of others. No. We want cooperation, we want collaboration in order to achieve that. And you should also understand that you are actually right in many things you are doing. Let nobody come and tell you, you are wrong here, you shouldn't be doing this. You should be doing that yourselves. We should be checking ourselves and asking ourselves questions and say, on this one, are we doing it right? Are we, what else can we do differently or better, and so on. We need to have this dynamic process, which actually is what this umwiherero is about. Ariko, look at what is happening globally now, if I may go to that. See, what do you pick from it? From any part of the world, any part of this world. Just think about it. Look at problems, whether it is Asia, it's Europe, it's the Americas, it's wherever, and of course, our own, Africa, our own. But look at the many and different problems people are facing, or similar problems people are facing, but, and ask yourselves, you will find that actually in many instances we have been right, have been correct in what we are doing. Some people are just discovering what we knew well long ago. And that is politics, the politics we all get involved in, the management of our societies, the management of aspirations of our people. You can never do it successfully or even for long without taking into account what these people are saying, what do they want, what are their needs, and without making them participate. Right? What the world is used to doing is, and we have also had our fair share of that, is always a group of people, mainly the elite, most of the time, who think they know too much and know much better than anybody else. Sometimes even the conflict is among them, each one thinking they know better than the other, even when all of them actually think they know better than others. Always, it's like a club, they are there happy knowing that they have to rule the world, rule the rest, take care of the rest, and the others have just to follow what they think, what they want, and what they are doing. Minus these millions, billions of people. They can do that without. Even when we go seeking for elections, or to be elected to offices, we just you can afford to be there, be arrogant, tell one thing here, there another there, and expect people to just follow you, and even if later on you don't deliver what you promised them. That's what people have become to get too used to. And we see it every day. But there are always these people, these ordinary people, treating dutya tukajya hejuru and we enjoy their, their sweat. Everything we enjoy here and feel entitled to and talk about, it's their sweat. Ni chuya chabo. But we get so drunk on that, and it doesn't take too long before they remind us they really have the key. And then when it happens, we are shocked, we are surprised, we start really thinking, we start thinking of going back to the basics after we have wasted so much time. But you look at the whole world now, look at the dynamics, look at elections in all parts of the world. When they're happening, some new groups are emerging. And then when you look at that, you start saying, oh, so you've actually been telling us a lot of lies. You want to force things down my throat. Ashaka to force me to do things your way, when your way actually is just a falsehood, when your way has been a lie to your own people who have also turned against you and are saying, no, you've been telling us lies, we are going with somebody else. Right? Mugira amaso n'amatwi yumva cyangwa mukeneye donors babibaha nawe. You really need that. I was reading somewhere, I think I liked the way somebody put it. This is politics. I know there are many political scientists here in this room. Actually, politics should be better looked at as a science. It's high time it became a science. Even those political scientists should actually be scientists, because scientists analyze and use logic and apply. But it seems what is happening in politics globally is defying the normal rules and norms that we know as of certain political scientists. Or the political scientists who have been correct in their analysis have not been listened to. This falsehood has taken the top place, the first place. When I'm looking at the politics in some place, some part of the world going on, and they say, oh, they're having somebody, I say, no, this one, wow. But that one is the one people want. And they're really telling you, okay, you think you are nice, but you're actually not. So we are preferring this one who tells, who is new, who is in his crude ways, in his, I think he's preferred to you. You've been here forming clubs and treating us anyhow, and we are now going for somebody else. For you, take some rest. That's exactly what is happening. And for me, what is surprising them now is something I saw decades ago. Because politics has just been about anything. People have just been telling lies and it becomes politics. They've been doing anything, it becomes politics. No. Politics is about people. It's about whether you can captivate their hearts and minds relative to their aspirations and relative to whether and how much you value them. Otherwise, at some point, they have their say. And they will say it. And they will say it in a way that will surprise you, especially when you have not really been paying attention. You've just been drunk on, self-importance. The other example is, if you look at how it plays out, look at nagiye kure, nagiye Europe, nagiye America, nagiye hehe, but look at in our neighborhood. Look at this problem of Burundi that we are. Imagine you analyze it from, at least I analyze it from this angle. How has it, let me start from the other end, going backwards. How has it ended up being Rwanda's problem? Let somebody think and imagine and tell me how this Burundi problem has actually ended up being Rwanda's problem. Meaning to the point that Burundi, these leaders of Burundi keep telling people, everyone who passes there, who goes there purportedly to help address the problem, that no, in Burundi there is no problem. The problem is Rwanda. We are the ones who are behind the problem, according to them. And you will be surprised that actually some people will believe it or will pretend to believe it because of different reasons. One of them being those who want to be seen to be believing it, even when they don't and know the facts, will do it for certain interests. They want to do it so they can trade you off for something else. At any one moment, depending on what you want in Burundi, you can actually decide to say, yes, I agree with you, even when you know the facts that are different because of something you want. Others are just basically ignorant, or others simply want to hurt Rwanda for another reason. But when you look at in the recent days, it's very interesting. How this, if anybody knows the simple story about what went on there and how it started, it has nothing to do with Rwanda at all. If Rwanda came into the picture, it came into the picture just in the middle of the whole mess. Not at the beginning, can't be the origin. They started accusing at some point 3 countries of being behind it. Now, I think there are many, it started many actually. It started by accusing Europe, and singling out countries in Europe, then accused America, then accused Rwanda. But as time went on, they narrowed the accusation to Rwanda and one European country. The rest, I don't know what to call it, they were forgiven or they actually found there was no hand they had in the whole mess. No, but it changed for convenience. There was a convenience for that to happen. And in fact, some of those who are being accused not only told the world that if you start talking about us again, you will see. Because they can actually make them see. And it's like they said, now, even to help you remove that accusation from us, we can actually help you to accuse somebody else. And by doing that, therefore now you should welcome us as a problem solver in your country. So there was that trade-off. That's how Rwanda was traded for this. And now, armed with Burundi now with, you've heard them say, you see, twarabivuze, twavuze kera ko ari u Rwanda rudutera ibibazo, ntimureba se ko n'abandi nabo babivuga. Abandi who are supposed to be their friends. Now, so it is true, so nta kibazo dufite, we have no problem. So imagine such a scenario. It goes back into the whole story we always talk about. How if you really don't take care of yourselves, don't expect somebody else to do it for you. Absolutely not. They will just play even simple games with you to the point you want to become a victim. But Rwanda will never become a victim. Well, we can be victimized, but we will never accept being victim or victimized. And worse still, something that people can accuse us of having sympathized with one group or another in Burundi, or being, associated politically or whatever way. They are free to do that, and one can even guess maybe they are trying to find a basis so they can find. But honestly, to find that, for example, some of the stories that talk about Rwanda not only helping people fighting Burundi, but they have been involved with child soldiers. You have heard that? You have heard of that? Rwanda has never been guilty or associated with the problem of child soldiers. Not in the Burundi situation, not anywhere else. Put me on record When you hear that, you know that it is just something being used, because child soldiers are a thing that everybody, first of all, despises, or at least in theory, or it's bad to be associated with. So one way to hurt Rwanda is to keep bringing this. You remember even with the M23 problem, there came an issue of child soldiers, and then Rwanda had to answer so many questions about child soldiers. But these child soldiers, I've never, later on, even when the problem is over, I have never seen these child soldiers they were talking about. They can't have grown so old in the last 3 years. Absolutely not. Whether the one they accused us of associating with, or one way or another, this man they took to ICC. What is his name? Ntaganda, Bosco. This one is not a child soldier. Even if they thought you were associated with him, whatever facts they think they have, but he's not a child soldier, and there is no child soldier who have been associated with. Not that time, not in this Burundi situation, and not at any other time. Talking to you, intelligent people, use your own ways, investigate those who are not conversant with the insides of and stories of RDF or our system. You've never. We haven't recruited child soldiers in our own army. We haven't recruited for anybody else a child soldier. Actually, for us, we are probably one of the very few people who respect that child soldiers should not be part of any army or fighting or conflict. We are the ones who have been on the side of making sure that children here or anywhere else are taken care of as children and not turned into adults too early. It's on record. We beat on record all those even who are making accusations against us, whether they would be countries or institutions. If anybody made that accusation, one, you know that they are telling lies. Two, you know that this person can't be beating us on record of actually taking care of children. Absolutely not. So, but they will always bring some of these things, rub them in, and of course it's like, the whole idea also is to put brakes on the pace at which we are moving to deal with our problems. We have so many challenges to deal with. The way we make progress is, these challenges is not necessarily liked by everybody. It starts being a problem unto itself. But that's a good problem. I think that's a good problem. We should be happy with that problem, that people are not happy about us because of progress we are making. Because you would still have people who don't like you anyway, even if you are not making progress. So I think if somebody, the bottom line here is progress. If I'm making progress and some people don't like me, I think it's a good problem. It would have been a terrible problem if they don't like me and I'm actually not even making progress. So, but what I'm saying about this, you see, this international system and situation you have to deal with and relate to has so many complications and complexities. And in fact, you find the problems we face are even created by just individuals, some individuals in certain systems, individuals. You may hear a country says something about you and wants people to think about you like that, and you may think it is the whole country and doing that when it is just one individual who has an issue for one reason or another, who just uses their authority and sometimes a system that is looking elsewhere for different things that they have really left us to be managed by these individuals. Yes, we are in such a situation that we need to be careful, because country like Rwanda or some other African countries, when it comes to some level, they really, some of these countries leave us to some individuals in their system. It's like you take care of that. You're an individual, just individual outside, and then the rest he just or she will manipulate things the way they want. So we must learn how to take care of ourselves. And the sure thing that will help us take care of ourselves is understanding and knowing that we actually can take care of ourselves. And this is where we need to concentrate. We need to invest. We need to build sufficient capacity and capital to take care of ourselves. I mean ourselves, leaders here, and the citizens of our country. We need to keep holding together to confront our many challenges. Of course, there have been some years of ikintu kimwe kidashimisha abantu nahoze mvuga ngo niyo ukora neza, some people don't feel. You see, kubera ibyo byose navugaga ku isi ikora niki, there have really been all kinds of attempts to try and divide, create, look for cracks, but they have found Rwandans united. Our tragedy united us beyond the tragedy of our history, or in our history, has united us beyond anything these people can imagine. They have tried, they have, and they're still trying. I'm sure what I'm saying, without naming names or asking anybody to say, you know it. You know, if you recollect, you will discover a conversation you have had with somebody somewhere. So many times, people trying to say, but this, but that, this. And then, of course, there are always weak people among us who first they praise you, and then you really still feeling you're even bigger than you thought. And then you start developing some appetites, and they start, making you dance around and thinking you would be in a better shape or better place than you have been, and before you realize something else has happened. We must stick to being together to build our country, to own up on these challenges we face, and to understand that nobody really owes us anything. But we can work with the rest of the world, we can work with others, we can work together and address global challenges. As we do in peacekeeping and governance and health matters, for building stability that not only we benefit from, but others can refer to and learn something from them as we learn from them as well. But we should not keep falling short on some of these small things, because when we fall short on some of these small things I was talking about, then it starts undermining our capacity and our ability to confront these challenges that we face and many others face. Others have given up, but I don't think we should be giving up. We should stand firm and but falling short on these small things is going to not be helpful. It's going to undermine us. So I don't know what. So in this mwiherero, what do we pick from here that is different from what we took away from the other one? What is it? And you remember even last time I asked the same question, but what is it? Can somebody tell me, and without repeating ourselves, and what happens when we leave this place and go out? Why do we go back to the same problems? Same problems of lack of communicating with each other, lack of coordination. You're only together when we are sitting together here in this room. We go out and it's like we live like individuals. And working for your country, you really don't have to communicate, to coordinate with each other on government business or other issues that affect our country because you are friends. You don't have to be friends. You only have to put weight on the need for the country to move forward and to move in the right direction and to develop. So what do we need? Anyway, you give me the same answers you gave me last time, so I hope maybe if you register this I'm talking about, we are better off. But there's something about Rwanda that we have tried to shape and put in place, and it seems to be a nice thing, it seems to be working, so why wouldn't you pick pride from that and do more, not less, and do better? Why can't we do that? Why would we